Welcome, Carm Capriato, the Service Aftermarkets podcast pioneer with the gold standard of aftermarket business podcasts. Join me for Aftermarket Insights as we advance the aftermarket. And as always, know that you'll learn just one thing. Find us on your favorite podcast listening app and remarkableresults.biz or on my YouTube channel. Carm Capriato, Remarkable Results Radio. Good to have you here. One of my favorite peoples in the industry, Trish Serratore. And Trish, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Carm, how are you?
Good, ASE. And Trish is on for a bunch of reasons. And one of them is to say, you're retiring? I can't believe it.
Oh, well, 35 years with ASE, 40 in the industry. It's time to find another challenge. How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, I find that interesting. Find another challenge. You're talking my language, because that's exactly what happened to me in 2015. And I mean, I wasn't old enough to retire, but I didn't, I wasn't planning my retirement. So, but I took an opportunity to reinvent myself and to do something for the industry that was never being done. And here I am 8 years later, having made some incredible relationships, and especially with you, and to find out, I mean, ASE's what, 51 years now?
51 years, exactly.
Yeah, 51, and you were there since 88.
Yeah, a long time. I've seen many anniversaries come and go here. So
Oh, that's really funny. A lot of anniversaries. So anyway, your president, Tim Zilke, is retiring also.
Tim is as well. Tim has been there just a few years short of me, about 30 plus years. And again, he was ready for another challenge. And Carm, it's always good to have change, right? Change is important to make sure that the organization grows and meets the challenges of today and stays relevant for our constituency. So we're all thrilled about it.
Well, we're happy to hear that you're happy, and Donna Wagner is going to replace you. And I've known Donna for years, and she's an old veteran of the industry. Well, there's a lot of things that we want to talk about here. New leadership coming on board, which we kind of covered, but the new testing for EVs, the new certification for EVs called XEV.
That's right, XEV. So we realized there was a little hole in the whole electric vehicle side of the house, and that was a real focus on safety. So we took the opportunity to poll the industry, both the OEs, the aftermarket, the EMTs, first responders, and developed a set of standards for safety for everyone working in a service repair business, and then the technicians themselves who are working on these hybrid electric vehicles, be they light duty or medium duty or heavy duty. So we're excited to say that we've got the standards all set, and now we've got two tests. We have one for the folks who are working in the industry, so it's a safety for everybody in the service repair shop, and then one specifically for the technicians working on the vehicles themselves. So we're excited to offer that up for the industry. We think it's filling a little hole that exists, and we're excited to get some feedback and hear what people think about it.
And Corey Glassman is leading that inside of ASE, and I am interviewing him also. So look for the Corey Glassman interview on XEV. So, okay, cool. Yeah. And then we also want to talk about ProProctor. But before that, the incredible investment and commitment that you've made to train the trainers, the ASE trainers. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, right. So we had almost 350 automotive instructors from both automobile, medium, heavy truck, and collision join us in Concord, North Carolina last week. We had over 60 sessions of training available to them. It allowed them to get their 20 hours of update training required for program accreditation. We also had networking opportunities. We talked about women in the industry with Bogie Leitner. We talked about the importance of advisory councils and getting involved with your local businesses. And it was just a great chance for them to concentrate on what they need to know to go back and be exceptional instructors that we know that they are. So we're pleased to always do that. This is our 6th, 7th one. We'll be in Minneapolis next year. So maybe you'll come by and join us.
Yeah, let me say this. I'm on an advisory panel for the local college. I know how important what you're doing is, and I am so curious. Do you have any idea how many instructors are out there in post-secondary? Just like I said, post-secondary. There's got to be thousands, right?
There's
Thousands?
thousands. So
Thousands.
we have an email list of 5,000, and that would be high school and post-secondary. We probably have about 1,000 post-secondaries accredited. So that's minimally 3,000 right there, maybe if you count the adjuncts, and then probably another couple thousand that are at programs that we haven't accredited yet. So it's a significant number out there. But I will say there's still a shortage of good instructors because, they're all a little gray haired up there. And
No kidding. Yeah. We're looking at our college, Trish, to hire both adjunct and full-time. It is becoming a struggle, but with the changing technology, I'm so happy that you're doing what you're doing in offering this, the instructor training. I kind of call it in back of my mind to train the trainer,
Sure.
but there's just not enough showing up. And that's my point is if you're listening and you're on an advisory board, that you need to go to your department chair and say, hey, what are we doing? It's because I'll tell you, we just had a meeting last week and I can't remember in the last so many months agendas that it came up of what kind of training that our instructors are getting.
That's right.
I got to bring that up.
You got to bring that up, and they need that 20 hours. And they're so overwhelmed with trying to just make sure the kids are getting what they need and the equipment and the facility stays up to speed and managing the administration that sometimes they forget they have to take care of themselves, and that means going out and finding the training that's available to them. So anything you could do to support that, be awesome.
Continued success to ASE for all that you do now. ProProctor. Yeah. How long has it been out?
We started it last October with a soft launch, and we call it ProProctor. That's the product name. What it really is the opportunity to have remote testing in your home or in your business. So if you're an individual, it gives you the opportunity to take your recertification tests in your home using your computer. And again, we want to make sure that all those folks in those rural areas that have to travel hours to get to a test center have that opportunity. Folks who just hate that test center, nobody likes to go to the test center. So here's our chance to have folks recertify using this product from our partner Prometric. So we're happy to offer it.
Hey, it's no secret. We're facing a technician shortage, and Napa Auto Care has a solution with the Napa Auto Care Apprentice Program. The program was pioneered by one of our own. Pete McNeil and Master Technician Jeg Sorensen from McNeil's Auto Care in Sandy, Utah, realized that the problem of not having technicians available for hire was not going to solve itself and decided to take action and look at a different audience of individuals available for hire. A focus was put on younger individuals with the right passion, desire, and attitude to work in the automotive repair industry. Jake and Pete sought after these individuals and developed a technician apprentice program to give them the training needed to become a successful technician in today's world. The Napa Auto Care Apprentice Program includes a comprehensive 9-stage curriculum that includes a variety of types of training, and they are classroom training videos exclusive to the apprentice program. Now, these videos provide in-depth training from a successful master technician. Also, Autotech classes with instructor-led courses offered through Napa Autotech and Autotech e-learning. This web-based e-learning is designed to target specific training topics. And finally, hands-on learning. The apprentice will apply the skills gained from the classroom training videos, Autotech instructor-led training, and Autotech e-learnings in the shop with the guidance of a mentor. The apprentice program curriculum is competency-based, meaning an apprentice can move through each stage at a pace that best suits them. Most apprentices complete the program within 2 years. Upon completion, apprentices will have earned ASE G1, A4, A5, and AC certifications, adding industry validation to the skills an apprentice acquires. Look, having an apprentice in your shop will ultimately benefit your bottom line as they advance through the program. And in most cases, as the apprentice develops their skill set producing billable hours, you'll begin to see a growth in your gross profit by stage 5. One of the largest barriers to entry for individuals looking to enter the automotive repair industry is the cost of tools. Now, keep your apprentice motivated with an apprentice toolkit. Now, Napa Auto Care has worked with our supplying partners to offer an exclusive comprehensive tool set, including a 4-drawer tool cart for all registered apprentices. Hey, to learn more, members can visit member.napaautocare.com. as much integrity as there always was in the testing centers, that you would allow me to take this at home. Oh my God, I could write all the answers over here,
Yes.
couldn't
Oh
I?
my gosh,
Write them
yes,
on
you
the back of
could.
my hand and everything. Oh my God,
Right.
I'm gonna breeze
No.
through all these ASEs. And so that was one of the things when I was on the call with Trish before we got, I says, oh, she said, oh, Carm, trust me, we have got this thing locked down. I mean, you sent me the 2 pages
Yeah.
of the remote testing ProProctor fact sheet, and I'm
Right.
thinking, whoa. I mean,
I
there's there's
know.
there's a lot here. I got to have Chrome. I got to have this. I mean, there needs to be a camera that can show me a 360-degree view. I can't be in a room with full windows. I mean, I find it fascinating that we have caught up with technology in this trust and verify thing that you have to have in order to uh, provide a certification to someone that really did pass the test, that we can do this in the privacy of our own home, or our own home, or say in a room, at the shop.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything's been thought about. Give
Yeah,
us an
sure.
overview.
Well, again, I think part of what makes ASE valuable to technicians and to employers is that integrity of the test, right? We want to be sure that you are who you are and that it's your knowledge and competency that's being tested. So we wanted to make sure that that could also happen in a home environment using your own computer. And the Prometric folks have gone top of the line to do that. We have a person who's, first of all, you have to download the correct software onto your computer. You have to make sure that it works. Again, Carm, just like you said, we don't want any environmental stuff around that could distract you first and or cue you, which we don't want any of that either. And then the folks from Prometric are going to come on the screen and they're going to walk you through the process, and they're going to check you throughout the process, right? So you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to be looking at the sky for a minute. Well, they're kind of watching to make sure you're looking at the sky, and you come back down and make sure you're back at the test and you haven't wandered off there. So we want to be sure that, and I think we've got it, that the security level and the integrity level of testing at home is equal to it at a test center. And I'm confident that we have achieved that. And also, the re-certifiers, they're our best customers. There's the best technicians for the most part. They're going to pass that test at a 98 percentile anyway. So, here's our opportunity to thank them for their commitment to being ASE certified.
So they're watching you on camera. It's got to be scheduled, so you just can't
Yeah.
just to say, hey, I'm going to go take an
Yep.
ASE, test.
Right.
You
Got to
just can't
register
do
in
that.
advance, just like you do at the test center, right? And let people know, let us know here's when you want to test. You can't do it the same day because you do have to make sure that your computer and your room is set up properly. So don't try and schedule immediately. Give yourself a little lead time to get all those things in place. That's important.
The beauty of it is that you don't have to go to a test center.
Don't have to go to a test center. And just like you said, if you're a shop and you have what I would call a kind of sterile room in your
Right.
facility that you can clean up and lock down, now they don't even have to leave the shop. They can schedule, take the test right in your business and be done with it. So, that's another opportunity for our employers to support the certification of their technicians.
That's a great word, sterile room. I like that, because when you
Yeah.
look over the fact sheet of exactly the kind of prep that you need to have,
Yeah.
the word is sterile. I mean, prohibited items that you can't bring in. Uh, it's amazing. I wonder, does Prometric do this for other industries?
Well, this is Prometric's requirements, first of all, right? So we because they're a partner, we have to kind of look at what they require. I will tell you that we understand that this is probably a little more complicated for our technician base than maybe some of their other partners. So going forward, we're going to take a look at some of these requirements and say, you know what, we might be able to lessen that without impinging on any of the integrity. So we're, now that we've got almost a year under our belt here, we're listening to the folks that have used the ProProctor remote testing and getting their feedback and saying, here's where we can maybe lighten up the load, or we want to be sure we're still rock steady.
Yeah, one of the things that I know that I've learned about ASE is that you take feedback,
Mhm.
test scores, very seriously.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you will get back together and say, "Hey, we may be too easy on here, too tough on here." What's
Right.
the feedback coming back? I mean, if you can share anything
Sure.
that's going on with this?
Sure. So from a test content, it's fine, right? Because it's the exact same test that you
Sure.
take if you go to press. So really, no other than normal. I don't like that question because I'm a GM tech, and that's whatever. So that part's fine. I think the feedback that's helping us is the feedback about the process, right? And we have heard that there are a number of individuals who haven't been able to complete their tests because, oh, the dog wandered into the room. Well, we really, that can be a distraction to you. So we really kind of don't want that to happen. So we're getting feedback like that. We're getting feedback that maybe the proctor might be a little inconsistent. So once they take it one time and the proctor is a little stricter than the proctor the next time. So that's great feedback for us to give back to Prometric to say, hey, you need to be consistent across the board for all of our technicians. You can't be easy on one and less easier on another. Just again, the whole window thing. Do you need to cover the window? Do you not need to cover the window? Feedback like that. So we're taking all that, and the folks taking the test have been awesome in responding to the surveys that we have at the end of the testing process to tell us all that. So, and our customer service department is really fielding all of those as well.
So I've read all of the requirements, the
Mm.
2-page fact sheet
I
on everything
know.
that
I
I need
know.
to know. And
Yeah.
I sit down and I have this camera that cannot be on the laptop, but it needs to be a camera that I can literally show the proctor what my room looks like. And
Well,
they
yeah.
and they go through this and they go, I'm sorry, that's not going to qualify. And then I have to fix that and then
Mhm.
reschedule.
Well, it depends on the severity of what's wrong, right? If it's simply you need to put a book away that happened, you forgot that you left behind you.
Okay.
You can just put that away, and the test can continue. If it's a little bit more serious, like a bookcase with Chilton manuals behind you, they may ask you to stop the test, remove that, and log back in. So
Got it.
it depends on the severity of what they see. And what one we had where there was it was a brand new office chair, and there was the tag was still hanging on the bottom. And so they just asked the technician to cut that tag off and throw it away. And that was as simple as that. So it doesn't have to be something major to halt the test. It can be something fixable.
Interesting. My office has a big bay window in it.
Mm.
Would you think I'd have a problem with that?
Well, unless you have shutters or curtains that you can cover it, because what
I
they don't
see.
want is somebody looking in at you,
Yeah,
or if you are able to turn your head and maybe they could cue you through the window. So that's why they ask that.
I
Mhm.
find it fascinating to
Yeah.
think that an individual on the outside that could cue me in the test, how would they know what question I'm on?
I don't know, but obviously Prometric has found that stuff like that happens, and so they want
Yeah.
it not to be an issue for our team.
I am not challenging their professionalism. I am just curious to think how they have thought of everything
Yeah.
so that, and again, I go back to the whole words of, the integrity and the
Yeah.
trust of the test. If it's the same for everyone.
And we know that it's a lot, right? It's 2 pages. Nobody wants to read 2 pages. So call us, right? Reach out, send us a note. We'll walk you through this. We'll hold your hand. We'll do whatever we can to make it right for you because we do think that this is the opportunity for the future, and we want to be sure that if we can get it right for our recertifiers, maybe there's a way to do it for everybody else too.
So basically, don't be afraid to
Right?
jump on this
Yeah.
ProProctor. Anyone who may be watching the video, here are
Yeah.
the two here are the 2 detailed sheets. If yeah, here it is, a bigger
Yeah,
picture.
I
A
know.
and I started to read them, and I said, "Wow, please be sure that you've read all the," and I'm not scaring anyone away,
Right.
but my point is what you do before, the prohibited items, you can have water in a clear water bottle without the label and 2 tissues. My point is that they have thought this out to the nth degree.
Mhm.
And I think we, as a test taker, have to respect the fact that I'm getting the luxury of not having to drive and go somewhere, especially if I lived in the country and I got to drive 40, 50 miles to go to a test center.
That's right. Right.
I respect what's going on here,
Mhm.
and take the test. Can I still go to a test center?
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yep. The same thing. If you want to take one test, try it out with the remote proctor system, and either you like it or you don't like it, but it was easier for you to go to the test center. That's fine. We're into options right now, right? We have the ASE test centers. We have the mobile ASE renewal app if you're an auto tech. And now we have the remote testing product. So it's just our way of trying to meet our customers' needs to make sure it's easy for them to maintain and get their ASE certification to, finish out their career and make sure that they're doing as well as they can.
If I had all my A certifications,
Mhm.
I don't necessarily have to do ProProctor on any one of them. I could just get involved in renewal, right?
So for the auto series, you can use the ASE renewal app to recertify or maintain your ASE certification credentials through the ASE renewal app. Absolutely. And that's on
Okay.
your phone. So that's, a little easier. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
if I didn't have my L4, can I do it on ProProctor?
Not yet because L4 just came out and we don't have a recert test yet. So
Oh,
the remote proctoring right now today is only for recertification. So if the test does not have a recertification test attached to it, you can't use the remote proctoring yet.
that's
So
important, and I
yes.
don't believe I
Mhm.
mentioned that up
Yeah.
front.
Mhm.
ProProctor is for recerts only. So if I wanted to get my
Today. Yes.
today, okay,
Mhm.
I get
Yeah.
it. But
Mhm.
but if I
Yeah.
wanted to get my ADAS L4, I'd have to go to a
You'd have
test
to go
center.
to a test center, right?
And then
Mhm.
from then
Yeah.
on, could I be part of Renewal App?
L4 is not yet on the renewal app. We're just about ready to add L1. So,
Okay.
yeah. So L1, we're targeting first quarter 24 to have available for the renewal app. And then, we'll start adding the others. But right now, L1 will be first.
Are all the A's in Renewal
All
App?
the A's are on the renewal app.
How about service
No, just the
advisors? No?
A's.
Okay,
Just the
just the
A's.
A the A's, and you're working on L1.
L1, yes. L1
Wow.
complicated because of the booklet, right? You remember if you
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
L1 test, you have to have the booklet. So trying to manage that. And I think we've got it. So it'll be first quarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I'm just hearing you. You're so in the deep end of the pool here, and you're getting ready to retire.
Yes.
You're
Yes, I
you're you're
know.
at the Trish, you're at the top of your game.
It's hard. It's hard. I keep thinking about all these great projects we're involved in and that I'm going to hand them off, and Donna and our new team are going to take them and run with them and make them even better. And that's what is meaningful to me.
So you retire. It's 2 weeks after you retired, and the phone rings, and they say, "Hey, hey, help us with this."
You bet. You bet.
I get it, I get it.
You what is it? You can take the girl out of the industry, but you can't take the industry out of the girl, or something like that.
Perfect.
I
That's the quote too. Exactly right. So, what else?
don't.
What else? I mean, I
Mhm,
think we covered some
mhm,
really important
mhm.
things. I mean, we're not here to get into heavy duty details, but a lot
Yeah,
going on at ASE,
a
and
lot going on. Yes, yeah.
I love
We're yeah.
ProProctor. It's great.
Yeah, it's really a great opportunity, and as I said, is the good news here is technology is going to help us, right? They're kind of just right behind us in this ability to offer these things in a non-traditional way, and I think you'll see more of it as we go forward.
So, one more overview on ProProctor. All
Mhm.
research tests can be done
Mhm.
at home or in a training room at the office.
Mhm.
It has to be a sterile or clean environment. They're going to be watching you on camera. Somebody is going to be watching you.
Yes.
It's got to be scheduled. Need a few days ahead to get the
Mhm.
schedule, and no need to go to the test center for these
You need to go to
research.
test center, and if you have any issues, we're right there for you. So give us a call or drop us a note. So yeah, we're
But
right there to help.
every person who holds an ASE certification has been notified of ProProctor. They already know.
On the research side, yes,
Yeah.
yes, but it takes a while for the message to actually get totally out there. So that's why we're, talking to you, and while
Yep.
we're,
Yep.
we push out press releases and other information because,
Yep.
5 years you forget. You think, oh, I have to go back and retest, and they might not recall that we've got this opportunity for them.
Yeah,
So
you're
yeah,
100% right.
yeah,
Any
mhm,
press release that would have come
mm,
out and I go, "Oh, that's really cool," and then 3, 4
mhm.
months go down the road and
Right,
you
yeah,
don't have it on the highest
right,
priority, except
right.
for the fact that I need to recertify Wasn't there something about it? So we're happy to come in and discuss this with you.
Right. And when you do go to re-certify, you will see a message that says, "Oh, you're eligible to re-certify. You can do it this way, or you can do it this way." So we are making it open when they come back to register, but they might not realize that until they get to that point.
Well, I'm so glad you came on and helped clarify some of this stuff and all the great things that are going on at ASE. We wish you well. You're retiring at the end of the year,
End of the year.
officially?
So I'm sure I will see you again before that time.
I'm positive I'll see you
Yeah.
before the end of the year. So best
Yes.
to you, Trish Serratore, here at great little discussion on the ProProctor and all the other great things that you have going on at ASE, and our wishes to a wonderful. I'll see you in person to wish you, but
Yes. Yes.
as far as the podcast goes, this
Yep.
who knows? Maybe you'll be on again. I
Maybe
don't
I'll be on
know,
again.
but
We'll see. Yeah.
if not,
Mhm.
the best to you, Trish.
Well,
Thanks for
wonderful.
all your
Thanks so much,
support
Carm.
of the podcast. Thanks.
Thanks. Take care.
Yeah.